2 on the weekend, and they actually fallen out of the rankings. And then CSI was ranked number 20, I believe, and NIC was ranked early in the season. So 4 of the 6 teams in the conference are all really competitive, really good teams.
Yeah, it seems to be. And SLCC has always had a reputation of doing really, really good year after year.
As both the men and the women both battling for conference supremacy. The men are in second place just behind CSI, the team they fell to this past Saturday. But who are you looking for, Carlos? If you had to pick one of the Bruins to really watch for tonight, who sticks out in your mind?
Well, not because I'm European, but I really love seeing people out, especially out of Utah, that do well. And I'm hoping for Russian. Just she does pretty good, creating problems going in the inside. So I'm going to be rooting for her right now.
Yeah, Rashawn's really fun to watch. As you said, you are from Spain, and then Raus from Sweden. But our other Swedish player, Elsa Palsa Glantz, she's a lot of fun to watch. She's one of the taller ladies on the team, but she actually plays a guard and shoots a lot of threes.
Oh, really?
Plays with a lot of emotion. Yeah, she's fun to watch.
Are you proud of that? Like, do you play basketball? Do you try to shoot threes?
Oh, I love to shoot the three.
Do you actually make
them? Chicks dig the three. I make a lot of threes. That's where I play from. But I am married. Oh, so the chicks did the threes back in the day.
They still can, but there's nothing to do.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and tip-off for you live right here on radio, SLCC and KSL.com.
Salt Lake Community College in honor of cancer awareness at this time, we ask that you please rise for the performance of our national anthem, a solo performed by Deneen Dustin.
Welcome back in on radio SLCC, your online student source, as well as KSL.com. I'm Zach Hodge, joined tonight by Carlos Fortune. We're bringing you live Bruin play-by-play action here tonight, and we have the starting lineups. First for CNCC. Starting for them will be number 2, Jalen Cox. She's out of Vicksburg High School. Number 3, Sarah Midgley. She's out of Copper Hills High School in West Jordan, Utah. Number 21, JC Schlegel. She's out of Soroco High School in Burns, Colorado. Number 22, Adriana Trost. She's out of Jim Elliott Christian High School in Aurora, Colorado. And number 32, Jamie Revels. She's out of Regis Jusit High School in Aurora, Colorado. The Spartans are coached by Brian Ortmeyer. He is assisted by Kyle Edinger. CNCC comes into tonight with a 6-11 overall record, and they are 0-4 in conference. And now the starters for your Salt Lake Community College Bruins. First up, it's number 3, Rashawn Giltikin. She's a 5'6" sophomore guard from Lund, Sweden. Number 5, Cassidy Whitney. She's a 5'11" sophomore forward from American Fork, Utah. Number 10, Clarissa Saavedra. She's a 5'7" freshman guard from Phoenix, Arizona. Number 11, Shelby Richards. She's a 5'8" freshman guard from Riverton, Utah. And number 32, Tanisha Daniels. She's a 6' sophomore forward from Bridgeport, Utah. The Bruins are coached by Betsy Specketer. She's assisted by Alicia Harris, Marcelina Greer, and Jamie Mokafisi. The Bruins come into tonight with a 16-4 overall record. They are 4-1 and first place in conference. So Carlos, before we get going, I need a prediction. What are you feeling tonight? What's the score?
I mean, knowing that last time it was very bad.
It's a tough one to pick.
It is, but I feel like they're coming strong. They're doing really good. So
let's go.
I mean, I think it will be worse. I don't want to say it just because it just hurts me to even say something bad. But
okay, he thinks it's going to be worse than 102-36.
They're doing really good, and they're coming out of a very strong lead right now.
Very strong weekend, so it very easily could be.
What are you going to watch out for?
For the Bruins, yeah, I like to watch Cassidy Whitney. She likes to get in the paint and really mix it up, and then she can step out and shoot the ball as well. And it will be Cassidy jumping center against Trost for CNCC. Trost wins the tip, but it goes through Shelby Richards for the Bruins. And SLCC gets the first possession. Whitney with it at the left elbow. Drops it inside line. Drops it to Revels. Her step back 15-footer. Off to the left, no good. Bruins with the board. Bruins in transition. Cassidy Whitney takes the baseline, drops it off inside. Tanisha Daniels, and she finishes with the left hand.
That's a nice shot. There was two people that were defended, but she still managed to get through.
Cox with it. Goes to the right wing to Schlegel. Schlegel to the high post to Revels. Back to Schlegel. Schlegel harassed by Whitney. Goes back to Revels. She penetrates, puts it up with the right hand off the backboard. No good. Whitney with the board for the Bruins. Whitney quickly into the front court, goes right to the rim and lays it in with the right hand. Bruins up 6-0, 18:40 to go here in the first half. We're going to get a timeout taken already by CNCC. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here.
I mean, I think the difference right now, the first few seconds we've seen it, SLCC plays really fast and really good. And I feel like the other team is kind of a little bit slower, trying to pick a good pass, but it's just at the end they're not making that score.
It's like SLCC is driving on the freeway and they're driving on City Street.
Yep.
That's a good thing you spotted there, Carlos, because the Bruins look to run, and CNCC is not getting back.
No, and they're stopping right there, and I feel like Jamie said when they're trying to make the score, but she's not. She hasn't had the chance to run a good shot at it. It's been really good defense by SLCC so far.
CNCC with the ball out of the timeout. Midgley with it. Goes up top to Trost. The left wing to Cox. Cox able to take the baseline on Giltkin. Tries dropping it off. Nice. It's taken away by Richards of the Bruins. Shelby Richards lays it in with the right hand. Bruins up 8-0. Only a minute 45 into the game. Cox goes into the post to Trost. Spins to the baseline and bakes it in off the glass. Good shot there by Adriana Trost. Yep. On the other end, Saavedra's layup gets blocked, but it goes right to Daniels. And Daniels lays it in with the left hand.
Definitely Jalen Cox, I feel, is the one driving the whole team and making the plays.
Trost with it up top. Whitney's on her. They go into the post to Revels. Revels with Daniels on her. Has it stripped by Giltkin. It goes out of bounds off Giltkin. Spartans to inbound on the baseline. But the Bruin defense leading to a lot of easy shots. With the steal by Richards. An easy layup. The Bruin defense really right in their face.
It is, and I feel like they're really watching for that ball and anticipating the move that they're going to do. And they've been right so far. They're doing a really good job.
Cox to inbound again. Gets it in quickly to Midgley. Midgley goes into the post to Revels. She faces up on Whitney. Puts it up. No good. Bruins with the board.
I don't think Whitney's having her day today.
Whitney with it. Goes up top to Giltkin.
I meant Revels, not Whitney.
Revels. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I knew what you meant. Whitney looks into the post, now goes up top to Saavedra. Her three on the way, got it. She going to the line for a 4-point play.
Basket by Clarissa Saavedra. It's a three-pointer. Foul charge number 32.
So the three-pointer is good. The foul comes from off the ball. So the Bruins actually keep possession. The foul is called on Jamie Revels, her first team foul. So the Bruins looking for a 5-point possession here, and they get it as Tanisha Daniels lays it in. Bruins up 15-2.
And then Revels just sat down, and I think Kelsey was the one that stepped up for her.
Trough tries to go into the post. It's knocked out of bounds. CNCC ball, yeah, you're right. Number 10, Kelsey Eddington checks in for Revels. CNCC gets it into Midgley. She loses her balance, falls out of bounds. Bruin basketball.
In almost every play, I feel like SLCC has had a chance to touch the ball doing defense and at least knock it out of their hands.
Richards with it on the left wing. Goes into the post to Whitney. Whitney works into the lane, kicks it in the corner. Giltkin three on the way. Got it. Rashawn Giltkin's got 7. Bruins up 18-2. Cox dribbles it off of her knee and out of bounds. Bruins take over. And this Bruin offense, Carlos, shooting 89% here in the first 3.5 minutes. That's solid.
That's very good. And 2 for 2 already on threes.
Richards with it. Goes to Saavedra. Whitney on the left wing, looking into the post, goes back up top to Saavedra. Saavedra looks to penetrate. Cut off by Tross, goes back to Giltkin. First time the Bruins have really had to run their offense here tonight. They go to the post to Whitney. Whitney gets into the lane, puts up at the right hand. It doesn't go, but she's going to go to the line for 2.
Foul charge number 22.
Foul's called on number 22, Adriana Tross, her second team foul on CNCC.
On the Spartans at the line for the Bruins, number 5.
So far, 18-2. Like we called it was going to be a pretty easy game for them.
Whitney's first free throw is no good. This is one spot that Cassidy Whitney really struggles at. Coming into tonight, only shooting 56% from the free throw line. She goes 0 for 2, but the Bruins crash the boards and Giltkin comes out with it. Bruins go over the top right to Tanisha Daniels. She lays it in. Daniels has 6. Bruins up 20-2. CNCC on the other end throws it into the backcourt. Cassidy Whitney hustles after it, goes right to the rim and lays it in with the left hand.
This is not really a competition, I thought.
We're going to get a goal timeout taken by CNCC this time. We'll take it as well. Bruins up 22-2, 15:39 to go here in the first half on radio. SLCC and KSL.com.
Man, this is...
Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins. We do have a couple of subs that have checked in. Actually, 4 subs checked in as Mata Epenisa, Carolyn Lantner, Elsa Pulsa Glantz, and Rachel Vandertulen all checked in for the Bruins. No subs for CNCC, 1 sub. Trost checks out as Revel returns. CNCC with it. Eddington takes the baseline, tries going into the corner. but we're going to get a foul called on the Bruins on the pass. It's called on number 25, Carolyn Lantner. It's her first team foul on the Bruins.
And I feel like the Bruins are doing something that's really hard to do, which is whatever the ball is, there's always a Bruin right there.
Revels has it, spins in the lane, dribbles it off of her foot. Turnover, CNCC.
Okay, Rach.
Bruins take over, up 22-2. And it's Clarissa Saavedra running the point now for the Bruins. Lantner with it on the left wing. Goes inside to Epenisa. She kicks it to Saavedra. Saavedra turns the corner on Cox. They work in the corner. Pulse and glance, 3 on the way. It's no good. Forward grabbed by Revel of CNCC. Cox quickly into the front court for CNCC. Goes to the high post for Revel. 16-footer on the way, and it's good. First jump shot make we've seen yet so far tonight.
And that's her third time she throws. At least she was able to make that one.
Paulson glance with it. Goes to Lantner on the left wing. Goes inside to Epenisa. She puts it up with the right hand. No good, but she's going to go to the line for 2. Foul called on number 10. That's Kelsey Eddington, her first personal third team foul on CNCC.
Let's see if Epenisa can make us have a good record, at least on free throws.
First free throw, no good. Carlos is a jinx.
Well, I feel we were talking about last game that was their worst percentage. And maybe we can redeem ourselves right here, but this seems to be the weakest point for SLCC.
Bruins 0 for 4 from the line now, and they've gone empty in 2 straight trips on the offensive end. Cox with it. Drops it back to Schlegel. Schlegel to Revel. Revel looks to drive. Goes to Schlegel in the short corner on the left side. Double team on Schlegel comes from Saavedra. She gets it to Cox. Cox looks to penetrate, and that should have been a travel. It is. Turnover CNCC.
It is a really, really good defense for South Community College.
Subs for CNCC as Schlegel checks out. And number 5, Jasmine Kem checks in for the first time. Paulson glance with it on the right wing. Looks to penetrate, pulls up and gets it to go. Paulson glance gets both of our European players on the board. Carlos happy about that. On the other end, Cam puts up a quick shot. It goes over the backboard, no good. Bruins take over.
Good job, ladies.
Subs for CNCC as Eddington checks back out as Trost returns. Bruins with it. Paulson glance with it on the left wing. Works inside, loses the handle, dribbles it off of her foot, and Cox comes out with it for CNCC. Cox goes cross court to Midgley. Midgley tries getting it to Cam. It goes tipped out of bounds by Paulson glance. Spartans keep possession right in front of the Bruin bench. Spartans get it in quickly to Trost, but Trost shuffles her feet. Called for the travel. Paulson glance with it on the right wing. Up top to Saavedra. Saavedra looking to penetrate. Drops it to Vandertulen. Now the Bruins swing it. Paulson glance. 3 on the way from the right wing. No good. Kem with the board for CNCC. Bruin offense has really slowed down quite a bit, Carlos.
Yeah, I think it has. I think all the new players that they put in, they're still a bit cold. But they're still doing really good defense. They might be cold on throwing, but the defense still spot on by the Bruins.
Bruins up 20, 24-4. Saavedra with it. Up top to Lantner. Paulson glance will put up another 3. This one's short. She's 0 for 3.
I think also the problem is the other team is not being very aggressive on defense. I definitely think there's 3 people on one, and she was still able to pass the ball away. So I think the other team needs to be a little bit more aggressive.
Fox looks to turn the corner on the Bruin defense, kicks it back to Trost. Trost loses it, and Paulson Glantz comes out with it, and she is fouled. Foul called on number 5. That's Jasmine Kim. That'll be her first personal, 4th team foul on CNCC. Subs for the Bruins as Giltkin returns. And for the first time tonight, we see number 33, Ashlyn Smith, and number 44, Tara Goldman.
Special.
Giltkin with it on the left wing. Runs pick and roll with Goldman. Giltkin back up top. Bruins swing it to Paulson Glantz. She looks to drive. Takes the baseline. Oh, great pass inside to Tara Goldman. She lays it in with the left hand. And Carlos, the Bruins just make pretty solid passes. If you're open, they'll find you.
They do. And I just watched there was one long pass that one of the defense saw. Instead of going at it, they just still, they kept still, and I feel like that would have been a move that SLC would have jumped to the ball as they saw it on the air.
On the CNCC side, Eddington's able to penetrate. She puts it up at no good. Trost gets the board, puts it in. Cuts the Bruin lead back down to 20, 26-6. Timeout taken by the Bruins. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. And Carlos, what impresses you so far the most about the Bruins?
Well, like I said before, they've been doing really good at knowing where the ball's going to be and kind of reading what the play is going to be, and almost every time they've gone, the team that has the ball, they know what the pass is going to be, and they always try to get the ball, and almost every time they actually do get the ball, and if they get it, and if not, they bounce it off to another player.
Yeah. Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins, one substitution as Vander Tulin checks out and Shelby Richards returns. CNCC comes out in their 2-3 zone. Paulson Glantz with it. Goes into the post to Goldman. Back to Paulson Glantz. She'll put up another 3. She's 0 for 4 now, but the Bruins crash the boards and come up with an offensive board.
But the good thing of leading by so much is you can keep trying, I guess. But she's not
hurting anything.
No.
This time Paulson Glantz steps inside, misses that one. But Giltkin pulls down another Bruin offensive board. Tara Goldman will put up an 18-footer. She gets it to fall. And I think everyone's hot for the Bruins except for Paulson Glantz.
Yeah.
And she was on fire last Saturday, so she's due to be a little cold.
So maybe she's trying to get into that rhythm again.
Bruins come out in their 2-3 zone out of the timeout. CNCC gets it to Schlegel. She puts up a jumper, no good. Smith with the board for the Bruins. And it's Bruins out in transition. And Shelby Richards is going to get busted for a shuffle on her feet. Turnover by the Bruins. Subs for both teams as Cassidy Whitney returns for the Bruins. And Revel as well as Sarah Midgley return for CNCC.
Yeah, definitely we've slowed down. For the first 5 minutes, we made 22 points. Another 5 minutes have gone by, we only made 6 points.
Great back cut by Revel for CNCC. She's unable to finish, but the offensive board falls to Midgley. Her three's no good, and Giltkin pulls it down for the Bruins. Giltkin quickly into the front court. Drops it to Smith. Smith's 10-footer, no good, but she's going to go to the line for 2. Fouls called on number 32, Jamie Revels. Her first 15th foul on CNCC. Goldman's first free throw, no good. That makes us 0 for 5 from the line.
It does. I mean, we cannot be perfect. They had really good defense, really good free throws except for number 31. But
Now subs for the Bruins as we made one.
Yep.
Smith knocks down her second. Makes the Bruins 1 for 6 from the stripe. But Smith checks out as Daniels returns. Cox then stripped from behind by Giltkin. Bruins push ahead to Richards. And she lays it in with the right hand.
Shelby Richards from Daniels for the Bruins.
Bruins still in their 2-3 zone. Midgley with it. They go inside to Eddington. She gets it to go. Great give and go there. Good pass by Rebels.
It was a really good pass, and I think one of the problems that I've been noticing also from CNCC is that they're not able to read each other on what they're about to do.
On the other end, a great pass by Cassidy Whitney leads to another Daniels bucket. As Daniels already has 10. Cox with a quick jumper. It's an air ball. But Schlegel is there for the offensive board. It's knocked out of her hands by Richards.
I think Cox is not having a good day either because she's 14
Average 14.
She's not doing really good at all in this
And
game.
I'm not sure if she scored.
No, she hasn't. I don't believe she has at least.
Nope, she hasn't. She's 0 for 1 from the field is all. Rebel with it. Good pass inside to Kim. And we're getting a jump ball called. It'll give it to the Spartans. 11 seconds left on the shot clock for CNCC. The Bruins fall back into their man-to-man defense for the inbounds play. They get it into Kim in the corner. She goes into the post to Eddington. 5 on the shot clock. Oh, great back cut to Schlegel, but it's taken away by the Bruins. CNCC to inbound with 3 on the shot clock. They get it in quickly to Rebel. Her jumper no good. The board falls to number 3, Midgley, and she puts it in for 2. The Bruins push it ahead quickly. Now they slow it down with a 3 on the way from Richards. No good, but we're going to get a foul on the rebound.
That was another long pass that no one in CNCC was even watching at the ball.
Foul called on Richards. Her first, second team foul. That's the worst feeling, too, when you're on defense. You know the long pass is coming up, but you don't know where it is.
Yeah.
You just kind of put your hand up and hope you tip it away. Revel with the ball, goes in the corner to Midgley. Midgley 3 on the way. She gets it to go. First 3 of the night for CNCC. Puts the Bruin lead back to 20, 33-13. On the other end, a great cut by Goldman, but she's unable to handle the pass from Whitney. Turnover by the Bruins. Sub CNCC as Frost returns for Eddington.
They definitely had a great, strong start. I don't know why it slowed down a little bit.
We came out on fire. We did. Definitely slowed down, but Gilpin with a great steal. She's going to go coast to coast and lay it in with the right hand. Midgley with it on the right wing. Tries going cross court to Schlegel, but it's taken away by Whitney. Whitney tries going coast to coast, blocked by the front of the rim. And the rebound is grabbed by CNCC, but then Richards takes it away. And the Bruins reset. What great hustle by Shelby Richards, Carlos.
It's really good. And that's another thing I'm telling you, that pass that should have been to CNCC, and they're just not watching the ball.
Jumper by Richards, no good. Rebound CNCC. They go right into the post to Tross. She loses the handle, gets in the corner. Now they'll reset with Cam. Cam looks to go to work, loses it, and gets busted for the travel. Subs for both teams as Saavedra returns for the Bruins, and Cox as well as Schwartz is going to check in for the first time for CNCC, but we've reached our second media timeout here in the first half. 6:34 to go. Bruins up 35-13 right here on radio SLCC, your online student source. Welcome back in on Radio SLCC. I'm Zach Hodge, joined tonight by Carlos Fortune. We got 6:34 left here in the first half of our first game. Bruins up 35-13. And Carlos, it started out really ugly, but really after the first 5 minutes, it's been a relatively even game.
It really has. I mean, they still, CNCC hasn't scored that much, but they've still been on a more even field, I feel like.
Richards with it, goes up top to Goldman. To Saavedra. Saavedra penetrates, takes the baseline, gets cut off. Now the Bruins have to swing it. Richards with it up top. To Saavedra on the left wing. Back to Richards. Richards drives, drops it to Saavedra. He gets into the lane, kicks it to Whitney. Whitney thinks about the jumper. Got to shoot it. But we're going to get a 3-second violation called on the Bruins. CNCC takes over. Bruins come back out in their man-to-man defense.
I feel like CNCC. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting stuck right now, but I feel like if they want to go back up, Cox should be the leader out of the team. Obviously the best player they have, and she's not being a good leader. She's not stepping up her game, and I think that's also one of the reasons the whole team is not doing so great.
Foul called on the Bruins. It's on Tanisha Daniels. Stepping to the line for 2 is Jamie Revels. Subs for the Bruins as Rachel Vandertoolen checks back in for Cassidy Whitney. Second free throw by Revels is good. Cuts the Bruin lead to 21, 35-14. Bruins with it. Goldman on the left wing goes cross court to Saavedra. 3 on the way. Clarissa's 3 no good. The rebound goes off of CNCC. Bruins keep possession.
CNCC, they're really close. The defense is really close to the board. They know they're not hitting their threes.
A miss by Goldman. CNCC trying to go quickly the other way. Cox really got into the lane quick. She's going to draw the foul. I believe it's going to be on Saavedra. It is. Saavedra's first, 14th foul on the Bruins. Cox to inbound, gets it into Revels. Revels wants to penetrate, cut off, drops it to Schlegel. 3 on the way, no good. A board grab by the Bruins. Richards quickly into the front court. They try going inside to Daniels, knocked out of her hands by Trost. Bruins to inbound on the baseline.
Here we go, ladies!
Vandertoolen goes into the post to Goldman, kicks it back to Saavedra. Now Goldman at the high post. Goes to the hoop, draws the foul, should go to the line for 2. Foul called on Revels. It's her second, 16th foul on CNCC. It will be Tara Goldman at the line for 2.
Let's see if we can do better. I don't want to jinx it this time, but we have been doing pretty good.
Goldman so far tonight with 4 points. Mega 5 as she knocks down her first free throw. Goldman's second on the way, no good. Revels with the board for the Spartans. And Cox quickly into the front court. Cox swings it to Schwartz on the left wing, gets it to the cutting Revel. Revel puts it up and gets it to go. On the other end, the Bruins into the front court. Saavedra goes inside to Daniels. Daniels fakes to the middle, goes to the baseline, and puts it in with the right hand. Nice little move there by Tanisha Daniels, getting open. On the other end, Cox with it. She throws it away as she tried getting it to Schwartz on the left wing. Subs for the Bruins as Lantner returns. And for CNCC, Eddington, Kim, and Midgley all return.
And I wonder what's going on with Cox, because she's only attempted one throw, which she missed.
Just hasn't been able to find any space. The Bruin defense has really been smothering her. Bruins with it. Drops it to Vandertool, and her three on the way. It's an air ball. Lands out of bounds. CNCC ball. Subs for the Bruins as Richards is going to check out as Paulson Glantz returns.
Elsa Paulson Glantz.
Spartans with it into the front court. Midgley going to put up the three, and she gets it to go.
Is that her second?
That's her second. That's called the walk down. Just walked her right down and put up that three. Not a single pass from the possession. Bruins with it. Saavedra up top. Gets into the lane. Drops it to Daniels. Daniels goes cross court to Paulson Glantz. She'll put up another three. That one's well short. Just hasn't been able to find the stroke tonight. Rebound goes out of bounds off the Spartans. Bruins to inbound on the sideline.
I felt like before, missing the threes, it's okay, but little by little, right now 38-19, and if we keep missing so much, they might cut up to us.
Saavedra with it, takes the baseline, pulls up from 10. It's hard off the backboard. No good. Midgley with the board for CNCC. Sarah Midgley. Slowed by Vandertool. Gets it up top to Kim. Back to Midgley. Midgley looking her on pick and roll. Puts it up with the left hand. Goes out of bounds. Bruin basketball.
It's very odd to see such a strong start, and now all the plays that they're missing.
They looked like a buzzsaw to start the game. They've really floundered here the last 10 minutes or so. Bruins almost turn it over again. Tross tips it away, but it falls right to Paulson Glantz, and then her jumper blocked by Cox. The Spartans come out with it. Jalen Cox looking to go coast to coast, puts it up, no good. Daniels grabs the board, loses it. It goes out of bounds off of Paulson Glantz. Spartans ball.
Back in for the Bruins, number 5.
Subs for the Bruins as Cassidy Whitney checks in for Paulson Glantz.
You said Glantz was having a pretty good game last game, but I don't think today is particularly her day.
Tonight's not her night. Nope. On the other end, Trost able to spin to the baseline and get it to go with the right hand. Cuts the Bruin lead to 17. I don't think the lead hasn't been this small since 2 or 3 minutes into the game, Carlos.
Yep. Well, what the Bruins have done in the first 5 minutes, they have not been able to do in the last 12, 13 minutes.
Lantner makes a great pass inside to Daniels. She's unable to handle it. It falls out of bounds. Turnover Bruins. But that was the best chance they had to score here recently. Eddington with it for CNCC. She puts up an air ball. It's a long rebound to Cassidy Whitney. Whitney quickly into the front court. Drops it inside to Daniels. Kicks it out to Saavedra. Three on the way. Short, no good. The board grabbed by Midgley, but it's taken away by Whitney. The Bruins reset. Saavedra goes to the high post to Lantner. She dribbles it, loses it. Saavedra gets it back though. Vandertool on the left wing. Bruins swing it to Whitney in the corner. Back to Saavedra. Now to Vandertool. They go to the post to Daniels. Back to Vandertool. Three on the way. No good, but the board falls right to Cassidy Whitney. She backs it out. Resets the offense. Saavedra on the right wing. Takes the baseline. Kicks across court to Cassidy Whitney. Three on the way. It's short. Rebound. Unable to be saved by Whitney. Goes out of bounds. CNCC ball.
They've had 5 chances right there to make sure. They're really not having a good end of this quarter.
I think they were on offense for like 90 seconds right there.
Yeah. Was that 4?
I think it was 4 shots. And they ran a lot of offense in between all of them. None of them were quick shots. Subs for CNCC as Schlegel returns. Eddington checks out. And it's Cox with the ball on the right wing. Looking to drive. And we're going to get a blocking foul called on Saavedra. It'll be her second. 15th foul on CNCC. Spartans are inbound on the baseline.
15th foul, returning to the Bruin line.
Subs for the Bruins as Giltkin checks in for Saavedra. Cox to inbound. Tries getting into it, cutting midget, but it's taken away by Giltkin. Giltkin quickly into the front court. Cox tries getting in front of her. Cox is going to draw the foul. It'll be her second, 17th foul, so Giltkin will step to the line for the 1-and-1.
Here we go.
17th foul at the line on the bonus. Number 3, Rashawn Giltkin.
We still have a pretty comfortable lead, but I don't want to get too comfortable with this. Because what we don't want to happen is have them feel strong about catching up and gain confidence.
You don't want to give them hope.
Exactly.
First free throw by Giltkin is good. Pushes the Bruin lead back out to 18. Rao set for her second. That one's short. No good. Trost with the board for the Spartans. She gets it to Midgley. Pushes ahead to Cox. Cox sets up the offense. Reach called on Cassidy Whitney. It's her first 16th foul, so both teams in the bonus here for the last 25 seconds. Midgley with Evander Tulin on her. Goes up top to Trost. Trost tries going inside. It's taken away by Giltkin. Giltkin pushes ahead to Vander Tulin. She goes to the rim and puts up with the right hand. No good. Trost with the board for the Spartans. 6 seconds to go. 5 seconds. They get it to Midgley. Midgley wants another three. That one's partially blocked, and Latner grabs the board for the Bruins. And they will go into the locker room up by 18, 39-21. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show for you live right here on radio, SLCC and KSL.com. Welcome back in on Radio SLCC and KSL.com. We're just about 5 minutes and 45 seconds away from the second half beginning. Here in our first game of the day, we are set for a doubleheader, and it's the Bruins up 39-21 here at halftime. And Carlos, it looked like it could be a complete and utter blowout there in the first 5 minutes. Really turned into a relatively competitive game there in the last 15.
Yeah, and it turned competitive. And I think it was because both teams have been missing like a little bit too much, especially SLCC compared to how much they were making the first 5 minutes. We were up 22-2, I believe, and then they just were able to close that down because the rest of the game were just not as good.
So CNCC's actually outscored the Bruins 19-17 since the Bruins were up 22-2. So it got ugly early, but CNCC did a really good job of just fighting back and reeling them in.
And we're still, I thought we still got a good defense, and they're trying to learn a little bit of what we're doing and try to get away. But other than that, I mean, our rebounds have been great. If we were just able to make those shots when we came back, we were playing really, really fast at first, and I feel like later on we'll slow it down, and that didn't still help the Bruins.
Well, the Bruins' shooting percentage there late in the first half really plummeted. They were shooting over 80% for the first few minutes, and really from the three-point line, they finished the first half 2 of 13. That's just not going to get it done.
You know,
you can shoot that with your eyes shut.
Yeah, and we're saying at the beginning, you know, it's okay to make some shots, but I think we're at the point right now where it's not okay anymore. They need to pull that lead back again before CNCC gets their confidence back.
So for the half, the Bruins were led by Tanisha Daniels. She finished with 12 points, going 6 of 6 from the field. She also pulled down 2 boards and had 2 assists. After her with 8 points was Rashawn Gilskin. She finished 3 of 3 from the field. She also had 4 boards and 2 assists. As a team, the Bruins shoot 47% from the field, 15% from deep, and only 30% from the line, going 3 of 10. And that's just awful.
Yeah, it is.
And then leading the way for CNCC with 8 was Sarah Midgley, going 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. She also pulled down 3 boards. And Midgley really did a good job of keeping them in it.
Yeah.
She got that three-pointer going, knocked down 2 in about 3 minutes, and really got the Spartan offense rolling.
And I think the other player that's also helping is Rebels. I mean, she hasn't been very good at shooting, but other than that, she's always with the ball and making some good passes. And I just feel like Cox is not in the game.
Yeah.
She's been playing the most, but she's not in this game right now.
Yeah, Cox, leading scorer coming into tonight, averaging over 14 points a game. Only 1 field goal attempt there in the first half. She did have 2 assists. But you talked a little bit about Jamie Rebels. She did a pretty good job inside the paint. But the biggest concern with her, she does have 3 personal fouls.
Yeah.
So she's the only Spartan or Bruin in significant foul trouble.
Yeah, she's been the one leading this team, I feel like, the first quarter. So if she's out, the Spartans will be in really bad trouble. Unless Cox is able to gain her confidence back and be back in the game.
So Carlos, here in the second half, on the CNCC side, who are you looking to get it going and trying to get them back in the game? Who do you think can shoot them back into it?
From CNCC, it should be Cox, obviously. The one she's the team leader. She's the one with the most average in points. So for me, I feel like she was a threat coming into the game. But if the team's doing bad and she's doing bad, I think there's a correlation between the two. And if Cox is able to pull the team back and be able to shoot some points, we'll see a stronger CNCC. And if we're playing the way we played at the end of the last quarter, we'll be in trouble.
Yeah. And then who on the Bruins side are you looking to just step on their throat and just put them away?
Well, I think I'm still going to go with Roshan. What's the last name?
Rashawn Gilskin.
Roshan, yeah. I mean, that's what we're shooting for. At first, it's 3 for 3. So I think she still could take the Bruins to an even bigger lead than now.
Yeah, Gilskin really a solid first half, especially on the defensive side. They only have her listed for 2 steals, but she was definitely involved in more in pressuring the ball into making bad passes.
Yeah.
So really a tough defender that leads to a lot of easy offense. Yeah. So we got about 1 minute to go here. Bruins up 39-21 at the half. And for CNCC, they finished the first half 9 of 26 from the field for 34%. They were 2 of 4 from deep. for 50%, but Carlos, they only attempted 2 free throws.
Yeah.
That's not enough. You need to be more aggressive on the offensive end. Go to the basket.
Yeah, you need to get a little bit faster at least when playing the game.
We are almost set to go here, starting the second half for the Bruins. It will be Rashawn Giltkin, Cassidy Whitney, Shelby Richards, Clarissa Saavedra, and Tanisha Daniels. It's the starters on the floor for the Bruins. And Carlos, this is the unit that got them rolling. And I think that really blew things up there to start the game.
It's really smart to put them back in at the beginning again to see if they can get that strong lead again, and don't fall back down like they did in the first quarter.
And here in the second half for the Spartans, it will be Trost, Cox, Midgley, Schlegel, and I missed one.
Basic motion. Basic motion.
Maybe I didn't. Schlegel, Trost, Revels, Cox, and Midgley. There they are. Bruins start with it. Giltkin running the point. Goes to Daniels on the left wing. Oh, great cut by Cassidy Whitney. She lays it in with the left hand.
Well, we're starting strong. So
Whitney has 6. Bruins up 41-21. Spartans with it. Schlegel goes into the post to Revels. 15-footer on the way and good. As Carlos said, Revels really leading the way for the Spartans. Giltkin gets to the rim, puts it up, no good. Whitney had the board, loses it, and Schlegel comes out with it for CNCC. She tries to push it ahead to Cox. Saavedra partially knocks it down, but it goes to Revel. She tries to go to Trost. It goes off of her hands and out of bounds. Turnover, CNCC.
Number 10.
Bruins up 41-23. Daniels with it on the right point. Saavedra on her. Midgley pulls up from 18. It's blocked by Saavedra. Now the Bruins out in transition. Saavedra blocked from behind. Gets it to Richards, and then Richards is fouled. That's the second great block we've seen from Cox on Saavedra coming from behind.
yeah, I feel like both Cox and Rebels might be getting back into the game now.
J.C. Schlegel.
Foul for CNCC called on number 21, J.C. Schlegel. Her first team foul on the Spartans here in the second half. Richards' first free throw is good. Richards with a quick 4 here in the second half as she already knocked down a 3. Make it 5 as she gets a roll on the second free throw.
Definitely redeeming ourselves from the way we ended that last one.
Schlegel with it. Gets it to Midgley. Giltkin on her. Midgley goes to the high post to Revel. Swings it back to Midgley on the left wing. She's blocked again. The rebound falls to Saavedra. It's knocked out of her hands by Schlegel. Bruins take over. Giltkin with it into the front court. Spartans come back with their 2-3 zone now. Giltkin looking to drive, goes into the block to Daniels. Daniels kicks it to Saavedra. Her 3 on the way. It's short. Cox with the board for CNCC. Cox looking to run, stripped from behind by Giltkin. She shuffles her feet. Traveling called. Bruin turnover. Midgley with it into the front court. Giltkin on her. Goes into the post to Trost. And Trost shuffles her feet. Turnover Spartans. Subs for the Spartans as Kem returns for Schlegel. And it's Giltkin running the point for the Bruins. Gets it to Saavedra. Saavedra to Richards. Now in the corner to Giltkin. Giltkin's pass knocked out of bounds by Revel. Bruins inbound. 16 on the shot clock.
Hasn't been as much of a strong start as it was the first one, but I still think stronger than what they played.
Bruins have pushed the lead out to 23. 46-23. They get it in the corner to Saavedra, and we're going to get an offensive, a moving screen called on Tanisha Daniels. That'll be her first team foul in the second half on the Bruins.
Her second.
Here we go.
Personal team foul.
Cox running the point for CNCC. Gilpin on her. Now to Midgley. Midgley goes up top to Rebels. Now to Cox, almost taken away by Richards. Cox gets it back. 6 on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. 4. Cox going to pull it from 18. Hard off the backboard. No good. Richards with the board for the Bruins. Richards quickly into the front court. Great pass inside to Whitney, and she finishes with the right hand. That's a good play. Midgley with it on the left wing. Up top to Revels. To Cox. Cox cuts around and finishes. Her first bucket of the night. That was a good move.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's playing a lot better right now.
A great pass by Whitney. Daniels dribbles it, loses it, gets it back, and she's fouled. Nope, excuse me. Timeout taken by the Bruins. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. Bruins up 48-25, 15:49 to go. And Carlos, that's a slower attack, but it's getting the job done here in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think that both teams are a little bit better. Definitely you've seen better games from CNCC, and the Bruins played really good. But I tell you, they're feeling more pressure from CNCC.
But the Spartans still just hanging around. We're really not, we put them away at their place, beating them by 60 points. The Bruins aren't going to win by 60 points at this rate. They're looking to win by 30.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but you just like to see them put it away and get all the subs in early.
Especially because they can.
Yeah.
It's not a motive for why, they're not doing it because CNCC is playing so well. They're just not playing as good as they should.
Subs for the Bruins as Elsa Paulson-Glantz checks in for the first time here in the second half as as Clarissa Saavedra checks out. Gilpin with it to the high post to Whitney. Back to Paulson-Glantz. She'll put up a 3. She gets it to go. Paulson-Glantz looking to redeem herself from an 0 for 4 first half from deep. Knocks down her first. CNCC with it. Midgley turns the corner, puts it up, no good. Paulson-Glantz with the board. She's double teaming the backcourt, keeps the handle. Gets it to Gilpin. To Richards on the right wing. Richards, step back 3 on the way, no good. Whitney with the board, and she lays it in with the right hand. Bruins have been solid on the offensive boards tonight too, Carlos.
Yeah.
Good, Shelby.
Spartans with it. Eddington up top.
Active feet, come on.
Goes to the right wing to Kem. Now to the high post to Eddington. It's taken away by the Bruins. Gilpin pushes ahead to Paulson-Glantz. She puts it up with the left hand. No good. It falls to Whitney, who hands it to Daniels, and she lays it in for 2. We're going to get a timeout taken by the Spartans, but the Bruins can sense Jalen Cox now.
Yeah.
She's blocked a couple of those transition layups. They know she's coming, and it's making them nervous.
Yeah, I think so, but both, like you were saying, both Whitney and I forgot who that was, but I played down at the board. They're really doing a really good job getting that ball on.
Daniels.
Right.
Both the 4 and the 5 for the Bruins really doing a good job of rebounding the basketball. But, they had that burst to start the game. Almost all of their points was coming in transition. They were all getting out and running and just being quick with their offense. We've seen that here in the last few minutes. Causing turnovers and getting out and running.
And I think that's what they're best at, like being quick and fast and just getting to the other team. They're just not ready for that.
No subs for the Bruins out of the timeout. SLCC has stayed the same as well as Kim. Brings it into the front court. Paulson glance on her. Work it up top to Revel. Revel goes into the post to Eddington. She faces up, puts it up, no good. Gilskin with the board for the Bruins. Pushes ahead to Paulson glance. She slows it down. Now Gilskin sets up the offense. Gilpkin goes to the post to Whitney Gray, pass to Daniels, and she finishes with the right hand. Tanisha Daniels now 7 for 7 for 14 points. On the other end, Cox puts up a quick jumper, no good. Gilpkin with the board for the Bruins. Paulson glance, another three from the right wing. She goes 2 for 2 in the second half. Bruins go up 60 to 25.
Definitely wants to redeem herself.
Here we go, defense!
Cox with it on the right wing. Goes in the corner to Kim. Kim tries to run a pick and roll with Revel, but we're going to get a foul called on Elsa Paulson. Glance of the Bruins. That's her second team foul on the Bruins. Subs for the Bruins coming. We've reached our first media timeout though. Bruins up 60 to 25, 13:26 to go here in the second half on radio SLCC and KSL.com. Welcome back in on Radio SLCC as well as KSL.com. I'm Zach Hodge, joined tonight by Carlos Fortune. And it's the Bruins up 60 to 25. And Carlos, this is a little more of what we expected in the first half.
Yeah, I think so. They played a lot better, but definitely, I think at the beginning we expected the Bruins to go over 100 and to be this crush, but I don't think it's gonna end up being that way.
No, it's gonna be a little closer than last time. Coming out of the timeout, the Bruins defense buckles down, gets a 5-second call. Turnover Spartans. Giltkin with it for the Bruins. Spartans come back to the man-to-man. Goldman, who just checked in for the Bruins after the timeout, goes right to the rim.
I don't think Rebels is too happy about that.
Now we're going to get a foul called on Rebels. It'll be her third. No, her fourth. Excuse me. Now she's second team foul on the Spartans. She's in relative trouble with 4.
And I think that's why she wasn't way too happy about that.
Gilpkin with it on the right wing. Goes into the corner to Richard. She'll put up a quick three. It's short. Board grabbed by Cox. Cox quickly into the front court, going right to the rim, puts it up and banks it in for 2. Cox now with 4. Goldman with it. Bruins swing it. Now Gilpkin with it on the right wing. Up top to Whitney, to Richards. Cross court to Paulson glance. She gets it inside to Goldman, and Goldman finishes.
I think they did a really good job, and they've done more plays in this half going onto the board.
Not as many threes here in the second half.
At least they made the ones that they
have. Spartans with it. Schlegel with it up top. Whitney on her. Schlegel Gets it to Revel up top. Revel looking to back down Goldman. Going right to the rim. Puts it up. No good, but should go to the line for 2.
Number 44, Tara Goldman, her first.
Goldman's first personal foul. 13th foul on the Bruins. At the line for 2 is Jamie Revels.
I think it's the first time she goes to the line also.
Revels so far tonight. 1 of 2 from the line. 3 of 10 from the field. They get 2 for 3 from the line. Subs for the Bruins as Lantner, Smith, and Saavedra all return.
For the Bruins, number 10,
As Goldman, Richards, and Giltkin all check out. Revels goes 2 for 2. Subs for the Spartans as Revels checks out as Trost returns. Bruins with it into the front court. Whitney goes into the corner to Saavedra. Saavedra gonna run pick and roll with Smith. Goes right to the rim, puts it up, no good. Falls to Whitney though on the board. Her putback's no good. Frost at the board for CNCC. Cox into the front court. A great strip by Saavedra. Saavedra into the front court. Goes to the rim. Blocked from behind by Cox.
I believe that was a foul.
It was a foul.
Cox is really, really fast. I think that's like 3rd or 4th time I've seen her outrun everyone else and go for that block.
13 foul, shooting 2 shots for the Bruins, number 10.
3rd personal on Cox. 13th foul on the Spartans. Saavedra at the line for 2. First one is good. Clarissa set for her second free throw. She goes 2 for 2. Bruins go up 64-29. Midgley with it on the right wing. Goes to the post to Trost. She's fouled from behind by Smith, I believe. It is. I think Smith's first.
Yeah.
14th foul.
I think I've noticed about the defense from CNCC. They used to be very tight in the first half, and it hasn't been that tight. And one of the reasons the Bruins are able to go to the board easy.
Spartans get it into Trost. She kicks it to Schlegel. Schlegel goes to Schwartz. She misses the little 10-footer, and the Bruins pull down the board. Paulson glance with it on the right wing. Looking into the post. Goes into the post to Smith. Back out to Lantner. Lantner 3 on the way. It's well long. So we're going to get a foul called on the rebound. Called on Elsa Paulson glance. Her second, 15th foul. Subs for the Spartans as Eddington returns for Schlegel. Brianna Schwartz brings it into the front court. Drops it to Trost. Trost 15-footer on the way. Hard off the iron. No good. Rebound grabbed by Midgley. Taken away momentarily, but it goes out of bounds off the Bruins.
Good try, Alice.
Subs for CNCC as Schwartz checks out as number 5 Jasmine Kem returns for CNCC. They get it in quickly to Midgley. Her 3 on the way. No good. Lantner with the board for the Bruins. Saavedra running the point. Up top to Paulson glance. Now to Lantner on the left wing. Lantner goes over the top to Saavedra, and Clarissa lays it in with her right hand. Great pass by Carolyn Lantner over the top. Yeah. Spartans with it. Cam on the left wing. Goes into the post to Trost. Trost turns to the baseline. Blocked from behind by Smith. Subs for the Bruins. Gilpin checks in for Cassidy Whitney. Good block there by Ashlyn Smith.
Yeah, it was a good block.
Spartans inbound. Get it in quickly to Midgley. She's stripped. Falls to Cox. Cox tries getting it to Trost. It goes out of bounds. Bruin basketball.
Here we go, Bruins. Let's go. ball. Let's be sharp.
Only 8 points so far here in the second half for the Spartans, Carlos. Bruin defense really smothering them.
Yeah.
Saavedra with it up top. Goes inside to Smith, and we're going to get a foul called on the catch.
Foul off the Spartans.
Foul called on Trost. It'll be her second, fourth personal foul. Subs for the Bruins. Smith definitely a little tender on that right knee. She's already wearing a sleeve on it.
I think she wanted to keep playing, but the coach was like, let's get you out.
Good pass by Saavedra trying to go inside to Epenisa, who just checked in for the Bruins. Goes out of bounds though. Spartans take over. And then a miscommunication on defense. Charles wide open, but she misses the 5-footer, and the Bruins with the board. Gilpkin quickly into the front court. Slows it down and goes to work.
I don't know what the record is for how many steals and rebounds the team has, but definitely I think the Bruins are going to match that record.
Definitely a lot of attention paid to defense here in this one. Gilpkin goes cross court to Paulson Glantz. Her three on the way. Got it. Spot on. Elsa's gone 3 for 3 here in the second half.
Here we go, defense.
The Bruins up 40. 69-29. And Paulson Glantz makes a three, makes a steal, and then she's fouled deep in the backcourt.
Nice job, Els.
Foul called on Trost. It's her third, fifth personal.
Good steal, Els.
Her third, 15th foul. 8:35 to go. Bruins up 69-29. Paulson Glantz with it on the left wing. Looks at the high post. Now she looks to drive. A good pass inside to Gilpkin. She puts it up from 10 and gets it to go.
There's definitely a gap right there for her.
That was not much of one, but she somehow fits it through. On the other side, CNCC tries to go inside, taken away by Gilpkin. Gilpkin stops, pops from 15, hard off the iron, no good, but she gets her own board.
I really am impressed with how many balls they're getting. They're really, everyone really paying attention to that ball.
Bruins work it inside, now they kick it out to Saavedra. Her three on the way, no good. Paulson Glantz grabs the board for the Bruins zone. They reset again for the second time here on this possession. Gilpkin gets in the lane, puts it up, no good. Epenisa with the board, puts it up, no good. And this time, the Spartans grab the board, but Midgley throws it right to Paulson Glantz. And she lays it in with the left hand.
It's like they're not paying attention to the game. She could have just kept going.
Midgley goes into the post to try. She'll put up the 10-footer, no good. Paulson Glantz with the board for the Bruins, and Gilpkin looks to run. Pushes ahead to Saavedra. They swing it to Paulson Glantz on the left wing. She drops into the short corner to Lantner to Epenisa, and Epenisa puts it in with the right hand. This is what we saw in the first half, Carlos.
Yeah.
Timeout taken by CNCC.
I think the Bruins are doing really good, but I don't think that they're even playing at their best right now.
It's a full timeout. Bruins up 75-29, 6:47 to go. And Carlos, we talked a little bit about, two Europeans on the Bruins squad, and Rashawn Gilpkin and Elsa Paulson Glantz. You being born in Spain, were you raised there?
Yeah.
What's the differences in basketball compared to between here and there?
I believe especially, I remember watching the World Cup and everything, and traveling for of course a little bit different. I remember that there was a game between the U.S. and Spain, and I think everywhere in the world there's that way of traveling, but the U.S. has it a different way. And I just remember seeing how the Spain would call travel in the U.S. all the time, and the rest sometimes did or sometimes didn't, but they were like, the venture would go on, you know. I think that's one of the main differences that I learned, especially is the traveling. There's more leeway in the U.S.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Traveling's not called super tight here. Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins, it's Giltkin, Paulson, Glantz, Saavedra, Goldman, who just checked in, and Epinesa. For the Spartans, it's Midgley, Cox, Revels, who returns, Trost, and Schlegel. Cox running the point, gets past Giltkin, gets in the lane, puts it up with the right hand, no, won't fall, but she'll go to the line for two.
And I feel plays like that is what Cox is used to, and she hasn't been doing it this game, but that's her procedure. That's what she should be doing the whole game.
Well, I think it's been really tough on her for Giltkin's defense has been really good.
Yeah.
Not letting her get to the rim and just make things happen. Doing a good job of cutting her off and making her shoot it from distance or making her pass it.
Yeah.
Because coming in, I mean, if you and I know that she's the main offensive threat, everyone else knows that she's the main offensive threat, and we're going to try and take that away, and that's what the Bruins have done.
I think they've done a really good job at it.
So we talked a little about, we just had a timeout taken by CNCC. Now we've got a timeout, the media timeout. 75-29, 6:40 to go. Bruins up big. So we talked a little bit, about traveling compared to, European basketball compared to the Bruin basketball. Don't they do, like, the league's a lot different too, though, isn't it? Like the Spanish league, don't they do, like, in-season tournaments and stuff like that? Or am I wrong?
I'm not for sure. I used to watch a lot of, it's called ACB, but I used to watch a lot when I was in Spain. I'll be honest, since I'm here, I just watch the NBA and I don't follow it as much. But I believe there is.
Yeah. I was thinking they were like what they do with soccer. Soccer, they do kind of in-season tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking they did that with the Spanish league.
Yeah, they do. And it's pretty competitive. When
I was at Utah State, J.C. Curl was there, and now he plays for Real Madrid, and he actually married a girl I went to high school with. And so I keep in relative contact with her, and I hear about how crazy it gets. Yeah, he got thrown out for fighting a couple weeks ago.
Did it really? Well, definitely. In terms of aggressiveness, I think people are surprised at how aggressive Europeans are and how they are and compared to U.S. because the U.S. is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
But Europeans have nothing to hold back.
Cox at the line for two. First one is up and good. Yeah, I think it was in like the Gold Cup or some kind of cup tournament game over there. Just came up and he got pushed and he retaliated pretty quickly. He wasn't afraid. Cox goes 2 for 2.
The good thing about the NBA is that they really don't tolerate that just because it's a bad image.
Yeah.
But in Spain, you can get away with it.
The NBA's had its time for its fights. Go back to the 80s videos.
Is it bad?
Oh, it was the bad boys with the Pistons. It was pretty rough. Bruins with it. They get it inside to Epinesa. She puts it up, no good. Board grabbed by Revel for the Spartans. 6:10 to go. Cox looking to penetrate. Drops it to Midgley. Up top to Revel. Now to Schlegel. Schlegel trying to run some pick and roll. They swing at the Cox on the left wing. She goes into the post to Trost. Back to Revel. 18-footer on the way. Around. No good. Trost is there for the board, but Goldman takes it away. Bruins with it. They go to the high post to Epinesa. She puts it up and gets it to go. And Maata Epinesa has 4. Bruins up 77-31. Schlegel goes into the post to Trost. Back to Cox. Cox going to look to penetrate. Gets past Richards. Gets into the lane. Puts it up with the right hand. No good. Rebound falls to Trost. And we're going to get a foul called on the rebound. Foul call on Elsa Paulson Glantz, her second.
Foul number 31.
Let it go after the ball. Elsa.
Also Paulson Clarence for third, number 22.
And at the line for 1-1, it is Adriana Trost. First one is good, so she earns the second. So over in Spain, is basketball the second choice in sports? Is it?
Definitely.
Trost goes 2 for 2, subs for the Spartans as Eddington checks in for her. Is it close, or does football just rule it?
No, football, soccer we call it, but football we're doing everything.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, they won the World Cup, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and then they got worked.
They got what? It was a mistake. And we still made a record. We won 2 Europeans and a World Cup, which has never been done before. So we're still, I didn't want to have a bad game, I guess.
And then they went 3 and done in the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
But hey, America did that for about 70 years, so we can't say much.
Well, and we're still on. Oh, there you go. We're still talking about basketball. Spain is not really that bad at basketball.
No, Spain's good. You got the Gasol boys.
Yeah, and I think it was 2004 when we won the World Cup, I believe.
I don't know. I don't follow the basketball World Cup that closely.
And I believe we're second. I know Russia is also really good, and France is really good. But we usually, if the U.S.
You guys are pretty firmly
up there.
the second best country. Because isn't Rudy Fernandez
And for the Spartans,
is from Spain?
We have Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka. I think it is Ibaka. Like everyone just calls him Ibaka because of all the blocks. Had an injury on the floor as Jamie Revel's grabbing her knee for CNCC. She checks out as Trost returns. She's able to get to the bench. Bruins with it. Goldman. Vandertulen going to put up a 3. It's short. Goldman tips the rebound and then she grabs it and the Bruins reset. 3:55 to go. Goldman gets it to a cut. Tries going to Richards, taken away by Trost, and we're going to get a jump ball called. The arrow gives it to the Spartans. Midgley running the point for the Spartans. Works to the right wing, and then Saavedra just takes it away from her. Clarissa quickly into the front court. Great pass to Epenisa, and she lays it in with the right hand. As Mata Epenisa now has 8. Bruins up by 50, 83-33. Eddington puts up a jumper, no good for the Spartans. The rebound's battled for, and it goes off of the Bruins. Spartans to take over. Notice for the Bruins as Latner and Smith return. Timeout taken by the Spartans.
Most of the Bruins are really, really tall players. I think we only have, 2 or 3 kind of short, but the other ones...
Full timeout is taken.
For the position, they're about average. But compared to CNCC, they're on the taller side. But when some of the better, when like CSI comes in, CSI is a little bit bigger than we are.
Would you say, who's more aggressive, the men's or women's basketball?
It depends a lot of times on the matchup. Some of the women's games get super physical.
Is there like an enemy team for...
Our arch rival is the College of Southern Idaho. We played them last Saturday, and our women just came out and shot lights out and just put them away early. And then the men's game came down to the last shot.
And we
fell. 61-59, I believe. It was a good game. Both teams ranked in the top 15, top 18 in the country. It was a good basketball game.
And tonight's Subway Summer game is Mahama Epenisa with 8 points and 1 rebound.
Coming out of the timeout for the Bruins, it is Saavedra, Lantner, Vandertulen, Goldman, and Smith. For the Spartans, it will be Midgley, Cox, Schlegel, Trost, and Eddington. Eddington to put it in play. Gets it into Midgley. The Cox in the corner. Cox looks to drive on Saavedra, and she's going to draw a foul. Foul called on number 10, Clarissa Saavedra, her third. 8th team foul. So Cox at the line for the 1-and-1.
She 1-and-1, number 2, Jalen Cox.
That's the third foul for Saavedra, right? Yeah.
Yep. Cox so far tonight, 2 of 2 from the line. May get 2 of 3 as she misses the first one. And it's Vandertoolen with the board for the Bruins. Vandertoolen with it, now to Lantner. To Goldman on the left wing, up top to Lantner. She hands to Saavedra, running pick and roll with Smith. Smith wide open momentarily. No one sees her. Vandertoolen looking to run some pick and roll. She'll get to the free throw line, put it up no good, but we get a foul called on the floor. Called on number 22, Adriana Trost. Her fourth. So both the big post players, 4 fouls for CNCC.
I don't think Rebels has had issues, but she's back in.
She hurt her knee. I don't think she's going to come back in. Bruins work it inside to Smith. She kicks it back out to Goldman. Now to Saavedra on the left wing. Saavedra goes into the post to Smith. Smith spins in the lane, puts it up, no good. She's fouled by Trost. And that will do it for Trost. That'll be her 5th.
Number 22, Adriana Trost of Colorado Northwestern. That is her 5th.
So stepping to the line for 2 will be number 33, Ashlyn Smith for the Bruins. Smith so far tonight, 1 for 2 from the line for 1 point. We're just waiting for the sub for CNCC. It looks like it will be Jamie Revels. Maybe not. Yep, it will be Revels.
In for CNCC, number 32, Jamie Revels.
Revels need doing fine now. Smith at the line for 2. The first one is up and good. Smith now 2 for 3. She's also grabbed 2 boards and has a block. She goes 2 for 2. Bruins up 85-33, 2:20 to go.
So looking at it now, Glantz, who's scored 17 points. I know she wasn't doing really good at first, but she's been dunking out, making those threes in the second half.
Leading the way. Yep. 3 Bruins in double figures with Paulson, Glantz, Daniels, and Giltkin. CNCC turns it over, and then the Bruins return the favor. They throw it right back as Vandertoolen unable to handle the pass. Spartans with it into the front court. Schlegel's pass tipped out of bounds.
Here we go, good job.
Cox inbound.
Let's go. Yes, get back.
Bruins in a 2-3 zone. Cox with it on the right wing. Goes up top to Midgley. Midgley goes to Cox on the left wing. Back up top. Now they go to the high post. They're over to the corner to Schlegel. Her 3 on the way. No good. Vandertoolen with the board for the Bruins. Saavedra into the front court. Goes to Vandertoolen. Up top to Lantner. She goes inside to Smith. She puts it up, no good. Revel with the board for the Spartans. Revel pushes ahead to Cox. Tipped out of from behind by Saavedra. Spartans to inbound on the baseline.
I definitely think the star player for CNCC has been Revels. And the
Revels played really well. Looking at her stats, she has 9 points. She's 3 of 4 from the line. And she makes a good pass to Eddington. Her long jumper on the way, no good. Bruins with the board. We'll get a foul deep in the backcourt.
Revels again, I think she's out.
That's her 5th. She will check out quickly as number 5, Jasmine Kim, will check in for her. I believe the first time tonight the Spartans go small. None of their post players in the game. Latner at the line. And we're going to get a violation called on Vandertoolen for the Bruins. Take away Latner's free throw. Bruins up 85-33. Midgley with it into the front court. They swing across court up top to Midgley. Her three is short. She grabs her own board. Has it on the right wing. And it's taken away by Saavedra. Saavedra slowing it down, going to run some clock. Game time under 1 minute. Swings it cross court to Vandertoolen. Three on the way around, no good. The rebound fell to Smith. She can't handle it though, and the Spartans come out with it. Cox into the front court, puts it up with the right hand, no good. Goldman with the board for the Bruins. And it's virtually 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Vandertoolen with it on the right wing. Goes up top to Lantner. They go inside to Smith. And Smith lays it in with the right hand. Great pass by Lantner.
Yeah, I think definitely not having a tall person right there is going to affect them.
Eddington will quickly put up a long three. It's no good. And the Bruins are going to come away with the victory, 87-33. After a bit of a rough go there in the first half, Carlos, the Bruins really put them away in the second half early.
They really did, but I definitely feel like if it would have been any other team, they would have had a little bit of a trouble winning this game. But other than that, they've really been able to manage pretty good with CNCC.
So leading the way for the Bruins here tonight, it was Elsa Paulson-Glantz going 7 of 13 from the field. She also pulled down 5 boards and had 3 steals to finish with 17 points. And as you said, she didn't do much there in the first half. In the first half, she was 1 of 7 at halftime. She only had 2 points. So a big 15 points in the second half for Paulson-Glantz.